Well, let's go and get it out of the way, Frank. Obviously, that news came out Thursday.
Yeah.
Do you have any worry at all that this could reflect badly on the university, the program? Maybe you have wins taken away, anything like that?
None, absolutely. I've spoken on this before. None, absolutely zero. In moments like this, I would think that people would trust in leadership. And the guy that leads our program is as ethical a man as I've ever been around in Ray Tanner. I think you guys have been here, should know that better than me. And the people that I answer to, it's all about ethics here. It's all about doing things the right way. I would not be the basketball coach here right now if I had dipped my toe in the water. And I don't do it anyways. That's other people's. If they choose to cross lines, that's their life. I don't do it. So this is an isolated matter about a one-time visit between a guy that I brought into the business and the people that got in trouble. It does not involve any of our student athletes, does not involve our staff. If you read, it's like everything else. If you just read the title of the book, you can rush to judgments. But if you actually read, there's no wording there that's compatible with the wording used for the other schools. So I'm at peace. I told you guys, I think 2 years ago, I put my head on the pillow and I sleep like a baby because I know I don't cheat and I don't condone cheating. And I work for a man that doesn't cheat and doesn't condone cheating. Harris Bastides, who's the guy that hired me here, was my president until a year ago. He was the guy in charge of the national committee to set the rules. And now President Caslin, I think we all know his background. The one time he addressed our staff as a whole, he said, "Don't cheat, because I'm not having a conversation with you if you do." And so I'm at peace. I'm at peace. It is what it is. We'll have our moment. So the people that represent the University of South Carolina can speak and I don't want to say defend ourselves, you know. There's a little snag there with Lamont, but we just need to express it and explain it, and we're not going to do that publicly, and I'm not going to be allowed to do it publicly, but that'll be done by the appropriate people at the right time.
Frank, following up on that, since you got the NOA, have you gotten a chance to talk to anyone with the NCAA about a timeline they might have for it, or is that kind of out of your control?
Yeah, that's administration handles that. They know I'm available to answer any questions to them, to the NCAA, whatever I'm asked to do. I'll be there, and you know. Can you imagine, you guys that have been covering this school, if I ever told Ray Tanner I'm not talking to him, how long do you think I'd be the coach here? So do you think I'd be answering questions today if we felt that we were condoning cheating in any way, shape, or form, or that players were involved in all this? At the end of the day, this campus is about the best interest of student athletes. I was told that the day I walked onto this campus, and that's what I'm about. You guys are nervous over there. I should be the one nervous answering these kind of questions. Who are you telling? I feel like I just got knocked out 7 times by Mike Tyson. But I wouldn't be the coach here. If I was trying to duck and weave and all that. So when the time comes, if I'm asked, which I've been asked already, if I'm asked to speak, I'm more than happy to speak and express what I know, what we've lived. But I've got unbelievable confidence in the people who run our university, and that's why I coach basketball here.
2 questions. With PJ back in town this weekend, did this come up in conversation between the two of you? And number 2, do you think the FBI investigation accomplished what they set out to accomplish with college basketball?
Let me answer the PJ question, which is easy. PJ's available to speak to the leadership of our university on whatever is needed. Obviously, I'm just going to tell you, PJ's got nothing to do with anything. okay? I don't care what's been reported. This is a Lamont Evans situation. It's not a P.J. Dozier situation. But all that will be expressed and explained at the appropriate time by the appropriate people where it needs to be expressed, not by me behind a microphone. I got confidence that everything's good there. The second part, it's not my place to judge what the FBI decides to do or not do. They've got a job to do, and they handled business the way they felt they needed to handle it. It's not my place to say they should have done more, should have done less. They didn't stand up for what they said, or they did stand up for. All I know is it was sad. It was sad, and I know some people that were involved in that, and they're good people, and they ended up serving time in jail and probably lost their careers. Right or wrong, man, that's for other people to decide, not for my place to decide. But I said it when it happened, Phil. I don't know if you remember the words I used. Everyone needs to get audited every once in a while. Our business got audited. I think we're better off now.
Any more questions on this topic? Okay,
All right, now I'm mad. Let's talk about how poorly we played and what an awful practice we had yesterday, which I'm not lying.
Frank, obviously Fulkerson had a big game, and Knoxville had a huge game tonight. Just what makes him so difficult to stop, and why couldn't your big guys just stay with him and stay on the floor?
Mike Coatsart did. I mean, Mike Coatsart made a mistake and got caught. It's Wilden's tried. Wilden's picked up all his fouls on bad rotations. The guy that never did it was Alonzo Frank, and I don't know. You need to ask him. I haven't had a chance to visit with him, but if I told you what I told him, the guy that's standing in the back of the room probably be not very happy with me. So that's what they do. And from the first play of the game, they got it. That's what they do. That's how they play. They get it to him in there. They've created that personality. They're very physical with how they play. And we individually, we did a really poor job to negate that. What I'm talking about is that little duck-in play. A really poor job. Mike has to defend Palms, and now, this guy can't, so now we got to put Mike on him, and Mike slows him down. And we were really bad in practice yesterday. And I'm not trying to – I told the players, I said, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get rewarded, not for what you did yesterday, but because of what you're becoming. But if you take it for granted, then you're going to get punished next time. And we have to figure out a way to be a lot better, not like our passing and our mindset, our disposition, our body language, the words that come out of our mouths in the middle of a practice. We had too much nonsense in practice yesterday, so we got lucky today. But who we've worked really hard to become over the last 2 months is what saved us today. But our lack of preparation is what exposed us early in the game.
Frank, how's Jalen? And is there a chance he might miss any extended time if he is injured?
Yeah, I got no idea. This is something that, and please, I'm not being critical, but in today's day and age, if you got a speck in your eye and you happen to like knock yourself in the head, they pull you. And I get it. I wish they would have pulled me when I got knocked out a couple times and when I tore my knee up, but no, there was no care there. So now I barely walk sometimes. So I get it, but it's a head injury. I haven't had a chance to visit with our trainer other than the fact that he told me he's not available for the second half.
Frank, obviously the free throw shooting wasn't great tonight, but being able to make those free throws in the final 30 seconds or so with Coatsart, what can you say to that? Is it experience with Mike being someone that understands how to handle a situation like that and just being able to find a way to win?
Yeah, missing free throws is a deflating play. There's some guys that can't do certain things, but if they get to the line, they make free throws, so that uplifts people. And when you get to the line and all you do is miss free throws, it deflates guys. Earlier in the year, we lost games because that deflated us. Somehow, some way, it didn't deflate us today. But you've heard me say this before, Mike. Coatsart last year would avoid getting fouled because he did not want to shoot a free throw. He wanted nothing to do with it. And for him to get to the line and go front end one-on-one, bang, bang, to give us a 1-point lead, and then come back and get fouled again and go boom, boom to put us up 3. And it's not like they were Hail Marys. It just kind of, they were bottom of the net, all 4. And that's, I got into college basketball because that's what I enjoy, watching young people grow and become better and grow not just in talent but in confidence. And, Mike and Fulkerson are the reasons I love college basketball because, they don't come in for a year and disappear. And I've coached them. They're awesome dudes. I got no problem with. I wish I can coach some more one-and-dones because they're really talented and they're fun to be around. But at the end of the day, what makes college basketball and college sports unique is watching guys like that.
Frank Keyshawn probably didn't have his best game, but he did draw that crucial charge at the end on Fulkerson. One, he and AJ kind of been joined at the hip, and did it kind of flash you back to Knoxville where kind of the opposite happened? And 2, could you just speak about Keyshawn's courage to get in there and take that bump?
Yeah, obviously that charge was huge, but he did an unbelievable job in the back of the zone when I decided to go zone, Key's an unbelievable kid that just has a lot of growing up to do. It's no different than my own children. He's a great kid. He's got a great heart. He's got to continue to become a better basketball player, not just an athlete. But you think about coming down the stretch. We get the charge. We get the steal. The Scooby tries to drive us, and we get in the gap and knock it loose. We got the other stop where Jermaine comes up with was it Keyshawn or Jermaine? With a hard play. Then we give it right back to them on a bad, just not doing our jobs the right way. Defensively, I thought we did some really, really good things, and he was right in the middle of every play coming down the stretch.
With the foul trouble, especially the bigs and to Keyshawn, you end up going 3-guard a lot of the second half. Did you like what you got from that group? And also, what did you like from Nathan Nelson just sort of holding the line the way he kind of was able to?
People wake up or go to bed tonight and open up the box score and say, oh, Nathan Nelson played. Let me see what he did. And you're probably not going to see any statistic that says he contributed. You know what Nathan Nelson did? He didn't get ducked in. You know what he did? He gave us toughness at the rim, something that we were lacking outside of Mike Kotsar in the game today. And he stabilized. He allowed us to guard because we weren't concerned with getting beat in there. And, I probably should play him a little bit more, to be honest with you. But we'll find out with Jalen. If Jalen's dinged up for a little bit, he's going to have to play. So I got confidence in Nathan. That's all I know. And he's one of Scott Greenewalt's all-time favorites, and he's only a sophomore because he's got that. You see him and you think like, oh, a little wimpy kid. Good luck. Good luck.
Is a result like this a testament to this team's resolve and how it's matured since November?
No doubt. We couldn't score early in the game, and we missed free throws and made some bad defensive mistakes, just bad. We weren't sharp. We were immature in practice yesterday. We committed some of the worst fouls of all time. But somehow, some way, we wouldn't give in. And 2 months ago, we probably give in. And you guys saw us. We probably did give in. That's why you don't judge people, especially first and second year players, in November. I get it. The way of the world is everyone stinks every time you lose a game. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. And in reality, you play a season. You don't overreact to November and December. The objective is to be the best that you can be and grow up by March. We've grown up, and I think that contributes to us figuring out a way to win today.
Frank, kind of a larger picture thing. You fouled up 3 at the end of the game. Do you see that becoming more of a trend? Have more coaches start to adopt that philosophy? Is that something that you've come around to through your career?
I've always believed in it. If it's under 5, I believe in fouling, and 5 on the clock, 5 seconds. And I've done it both ways. We played Xavier to go to the Elite Eight, and I fouled in regulation, and the official, I made the cardinal mistake us coaches make, because I didn't tell the officials we're going to foul. So we fouled on the half-court line, and they didn't call it. And then the kid takes another dribble, and another guy comes running and fouls him, and then he launches one to give him 3. And he makes all 3. And then at the end of the first overtime, I say, okay, we're not going to foul this time. Just switch it out. And Jamal Crawford jumps up and makes a 40-footer to send it to double overtime over a 6'9" guy. So I believe in fouling. Anytime I'm in that situation, I like to foul. Now, continue connecting the dots. How bad we were in preparing yesterday. In that situation, all we talked about is like everyone's got to man up. Everyone's got one person. There's no pinching. There's no double. There's no squeezing. When he releases the ball, everybody better be tied at the hip and boxing out all 5 guys. I think I know who it was. I'm going to go watch the film. Somebody didn't box out the shooter, and he got his own rebound, and which, it's we got lucky today because we weren't on point.
Frank, you talked on Monday about feeling you're in a good spot with this team entering this stretch run here. Does this win help you feel that way about this team with 6 left? And do you feel like this win did anything in terms of just a tournament resume potentially or postseason?
Yeah, when you say good spot, you talk about March basketball? Yeah, I'm a good spot with this team because we've grown up, because we have decided to take ownership. If we show up on Monday and we act like we did yesterday, I won't be in a good spot with this team, and they're not going to be in a good spot with me. I'm not consumed with March. I don't speak to the players about it. I don't say you got to win this game. If you don't win this game, we're not in. We got 7 games minimum left to play. Those decisions will be made. Like I said, I don't know where I said it at. I speak so much. Who cares? Who cares whether we're in today or not? Who really cares? At the end of the day, do you think Mississippi State's going to sit at home and say, oh, they put them in. Holy cow, we got a harder game. That ain't happening. They're going to try and kick our teeth in, and whether they say we're in or out, who cares? We got to figure out a way to win the next game. That's all we got to worry about. But we're not going to win the next game if our mindset goes backwards the way it did yesterday.
Going back to the intentional foul.
You must have slept good last night.
Do I look good?
No, you're asking a lot of questions today. I'm not used to you being so active in here.
I'm inquisitive today.
Jeez, I like it.
Saturday night, what else am I going to do?
I plead the fifth.
The intentional foul.
Yeah.
We saw what Duke did North Carolina, and then Tennessee gets a chance today. So as a coach, is the advantage with the shooter? Is it with the offensive team around the lane to get the rebound in that situation where they're going to take a funky free throw and it's going to bounce crazily?
At the end of the day, if you're not tough enough to man up and box out one-on-one and fight for the ball, you don't deserve to win. That's my opinion. That's the way I view it. That's why I try to make that decision almost every single time. I was coaching high school basketball, Phil, okay? And we're playing a tournament in Arkansas, and we decided to switch the ball screen. And a guy that had not made a 3 all year stuck a 3 to send the game to overtime, and then we lost. It was Corliss Williamson's high school team. We lose to Corliss Williamson in overtime because a guy that never made a 3 pumped one in. And I said to myself since that day, if I ever am in that place, I'm fouling. And then I'm going to take my chances that we work on this a lot, boxing out and rebounding, that that's a strength for us, that we're going to go make that play. I like controlling what I can control, hoping that somebody misses a Hail Mary. I don't control. I pray there. And I'd rather control what I control. And being responsible for blockouts is something we control. Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you've seen them yesterday or before the game, but you had your 3 NBA guys back here. How nice is it to see them return?
you would think that when you start making that kind of money, you can dress better than Chris Silva. I mean, did you see what he was wearing? Oh my God. And he lives in Miami. People got style down there. It's not like, it was awesome. You know, they all reached out during the week to let me know, like, yo, we're coming in on Saturday. See Sin running around with his baby, and you know, Chris and PJ, and you know something that's special, and I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I did. Funny, in a hard game like this that means a lot to our team right now, that their teammate who used to never make free throws had the courage to go to the line and win this game for us with his guys, the guys that he went to a Final Four with, sitting there with him. That made those three guys proud of who Mike Kotsar's become, because they all lived it. They all went through that journey here to grow and gain confidence and become a better player and take advantage of the moment. And they're tight. They all got this group. You guys are, all you young guys got that group stuff, and you constantly, you know, they're all in a group thing with those guys. And those guys, you guys think I criticize them? Holy cow. Sin and those guys just beat them up anytime they don't do things the right way. So I wish more guys could have come back this weekend. Dwayne was trying to get in. He couldn't make it. I wish more guys, you know, could come back. It's that's not just because they're in the NBA. You know, we just had the Legends Weekend a couple weeks ago, and those guys couldn't be here because of the NBA. But now they had a window, and they could be anywhere else. They all make money. They all. I remember when I was their age, if I had money, I wouldn't be in a college basketball game. I tell you that. You can figure out where I would have been back then, but that's where they go. They go back home where they know they're loved, and that's what this is all about.